What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And we're going to be discussing today Jordan Peele's second film, Us, starring Lupita, Nyong'o, Winston Duke. And this movie I was actually anticipating to see, especially after seeing 2017's Get Out. This movie for me was going to either make or break my infatuation with Jordan Peele, especially coming out as a new director. And this movie starts out with a couple going on vacation with their children, soon to find out little by little as they meet up with their friends, they come in encounter with their doppelgangers, where there's a family all of a sudden in their driveway. And that was a cool direction, you know, especially with the trailers and stuff like that that I got to see. I was intrigued. I was like, okay, let's see the direction he goes in this story. Obviously, Get Out was, you know, more racially themed. And this one, I wanted to see where this one was going to go, right? So, starting off with a few things, right? This does have effective horror, although the underlying subtexts require too much reaching and doesn't come off as quite smart as it could have been. There was a lot of hype leading up to this film, the second film, obviously from Jordan Peele, so people were enamored and excited about this film with a lot of expectation on it. You know, especially myself, I stamped it. I made it too. You know, I was looking forward to seeing it after seeing a very strong trailer for it. Mostly the film met my expectations. It was not as relentless or as frightening as the trailer suggested it might have been. But overall, it was a really good film. It was not as relentless and horrific, and it didn't have those intense moments. But it was paced well. The style of delivery made the plot work well, and it builds pretty nicely in terms of scale. It starts off kind of as a slow burner, but eventually continues the pace. It's much of this was like a genre film. But that itself isn't you can't really compare this movie with a lot. You know, you can't measure it to nothing because you have a good genre of films which are positive and negative, and you have your bad films, and this one is a good one. You know, it's not great, but I would give it good. While it is a horror, it also manages to have a good streak of dark humor running through it. The political element, I think, was less successful. As I was stating before, the first movie was very racially themed. This one took a whole new approach. It was basically political themed, and how the tethered were these people who needed to unite amongst each other for a grander cause. Some have been full of praise and for how smart and daring that subject matter was, while others react negatively and to what they perceive as a woke movement kind of movie, a film that was pushing an agenda. Personally, I found it interesting. I had interesting ideas in here, but they don't hang together. They unfold as the film progresses, and they don't really give you something 100% concrete to then think back over, especially when the film is over. The ideas are not nothing though, you know, they're still interesting to read. The thoughts, the theories about certain points really grasp your attention because they're interesting. And but in the context of watching the film, I didn't really feel that they were necessarily in a meaningful way. And afterwards, it did feel like I was reaching a bit to find them. You know, usually with movies like this, they should just throw it at you, or you catch it here and there. But this one, after the movie, you start to think, and you know what, let me give it another watch. The direction and performances make a big difference in this. All the leads are good in their own ways, most plain and strong in their two different characters. As everyone else said, Lupita Nyong'o is by far the strongest for both of her characters. She plays a dual role in this, but the range in which she plays the main one is outstanding. I wonder if the various industry awards can look beyond the genre and see the performances, because it's certainly more worthy of awarding than some that are given to performances of unworthy characters. Whether she does or doesn't at that time get an award, it really didn't matter. You know, her acting in this movie did exceed, I believe, an award level, but it wasn't a very, how you say it, it wasn't a film that deserved any awards. You know, it garnered a lot of attention. Outright, you know, he deserved it with the performance of his first movie. But this one was a little lackluster. If they're level to this film, then it's her that finds them, you know, more than any of the various political allegories in there, you know. So overall, this movie is not as smart or brilliant as the hype that you would have believed, but it's still well crafted. The story stays interesting. It does keep you engaged. It's an engaging horror that works, mostly, like I said, as a genre film, but has plenty in style, direction, and the performances is what makes this movie quality. This is not flashy or shiny by all means. There's nothing grand, but like I mentioned above, it does have these ingredients that spill over from the last movie into this one. And I like where he really took this direction. It could have been a little more fleshed out. Winston Duke, although I thought he was good in the movie, there was a, you know, obviously the family plays the dual role, but his dual role to me didn't work. The kids were great. And, you know, this was a bit less intense, less scary than Get Out originally was. But I would say go and see it, go and watch it. You'll be surprised by this political thriller. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. To the next one. Peace.